There's plenty of fight left in these guys. As you suggested before, Mike, it's like a sprint race.
And here's McGriff now. Herschel McGriff, 60 years of age. He goes down the inside of Dave Marcus. Wants to do a bit of racing here for a while. Marcus runs in third. Car number 71. McGriff is on the inside of him. Petrus is up there keeping them company too. And we'll see if McGriff's got the drive. Yes, they have. Side by side down the back straight again. Up into turn number 3. And all the time, Bobby Allison is still closing on our race leader, Neil Bonnet, as they come off turn 4 and work the tri-oval. Bonnet probably with a 2-car break over Bobby Allison, a 4-car break, then back to Dave Marcus and Herschel McGriff.
You see that car on the tail of the field, that's Glenn Stewart, car number 8. He was mixing it with the heavies only a couple of laps ago, and they've certainly given him a decent serve at the moment. Boy.
About to come off onto the tri-oval now. Little kick in the front straight. There's the gap, you can see it. Neil Bonnet, 75, the Raymond Valvoline Pontiac, driving beautifully. Let's check them out on the Castrol scoreboard. At this stage of the race, Neil Bonnet, race leader from Bobby Allison. Dave Marcus runs in third. Summer McKnight is fourth. Terry Petrus is fifth. 280, we have a yellow flag situation at Calder Park Thunderdome, where some metal had come off one of the race cars on turn number 2. The yellow caution flag came out and Bonnet went straight to the pits for a 22-second stop. Probably got a set of sprinting tyres on there, I'd say, and he's trying to catch the field up quickly.
He didn't take any fuel. They didn't work on the left-hand side of the car. They put 2 wheels and tyres on the right-hand side of the car, which is the side that's working hard. And they've still got at least one more lap to do under caution as Ruben Garcia heads to the pits, joined by J.C. Danielson in car number 82.
It looks like Robin Best also coming in, the survivor of the Australians, and Neil Bonnet coming in yet again.
And into the pits, yes.
He's not going to lose anything by this, because he'll pick the field up again. He's going to have to start up towards the back anyway.
Now they're working the left-hand side of the car. That's pretty good thinking, isn't it?
Yeah. That's one good thing about the yellow flag caution laps. As long as you can get out there quickly and join up on the queue, and keeping in mind, he will move up behind Bobby Allison. That was a lightning one.
Yeah, 19 seconds, and the rationale there, of course, is that just in case the green flag had come out that lap, he was in a fighting position. As it didn't, he decided to make for a full set of boots.
Well, they changed the vinyl right-hand side first.
Yes, yeah. So they have to think not only in terms of the elbow-to-elbow racing, but also the tactics of the game. And these guys are pretty experienced at it.
They certainly are, ducking in and out of the pits. We expect the pace car maybe to come off on lap 242 of 280. The inaugural Goodyear 500 from Bob Jane's Calder Park Thunderdome. Hope you're enjoying our telecast across Australia on the Australian Television Network, another 7 Sport exclusive. And also greetings extended to the ESPN Total Sports Network of the United States and our viewers throughout Europe.
We're down to 14 cars now out of 32 starters.
And they've been given a signal for one more lap under caution.
Well, you can expect an absolute thriller all the way to the checkered flag if we don't have another yellow flag caution period, because on the outside groove, leading the race is Bobby Allison and the number 12 Buick, the winner of the Daytona 500. Sitting in behind him, of course, is Dave Marcus. And then on the outside of row 3, running third, is, of course, Neil Bonnet in the number 75 Raymond team, Valvoline Pontiac.
As they prepare for a restart, it's interesting, they're still running 29-second laps, and Richard Petty has an unofficial lap record here of 28.2.
28.2, that was set on soft compound rubber. That was an unofficial record, as you mentioned, but we have the pace car ready to come off the racetrack, and we're looking at a green flag situation for the final sprint of the Goodyear 500 from Calder Park Thunderdome. Let's turn them loose. Bobby Allison gets the break. Bonnet was very, very slow to move. We'll have to swing down the outside of Herschel McGriff. Dave Marcus, meanwhile, moves up on the tail of race leader Bobby Allison as they come off turn 2 and now work onto the back straight, and expect a half a lap before you see Neil Bonnet and the Valvoline car come running up on them. Yes, he's doing that now as I speak, and we take race cam from Neil Bonnet's car. 7 race cam now as Dave Marcus sits right in behind Bobby Allison, and Neil Bonnet comes storming back at them yet again. They come across the strike. Allison, Marcus, Neil Bonnet looking towards the inside if he can pull a pass off right behind them.
See the tacho on Bonnet's car sitting up at around about 7.3, 7.4. He really gets his boot into it now, tucks down on the inside, wants to attack Dave Marcus. He's pulled the move off and goes up to second place once again. Neil Bonnet pushing real hard. You know, they make 200 and 300 RPM when they can get in behind the draft, and that's the advantage that Neil Bonnet had that time.
Closing now on race leader Bobby Allison in the Buick as they come across the tri-oval. Now past the start-finishing line, Allison leads. Bonnet in second. Marcus is the next one back. Herschel McGriff, who was down a couple of laps, but able to stay and run with the race leaders. They come off two. Onto the back straight. Has Bonnet got something left? Herschel McGriff now. Dave Marcus side by side, and McGriff goes back on the inside. That has been a fascinating dice, but the one up in front is even better as Bonnet coming off turn 4 down through the tri-oval will take the lead back in the sprint to the flag. Bonnet still in front. Allison now in the second spot, and Dave Marcus still runs in third.
You know, these guys have been in the cars now for almost 3 hours. The cabin temperatures are between 135 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and they're still driving as though this were a 5-lap sprint.
Coming off turn 4, Valvoline, Raymond Pontiac. Neil Bonnet has the lead of the race. Winner for the Richmond 400 only last weekend. Bobby Allison sits in second. Winner of the Daytona 500. Turn 2 now onto the back straight. Not too much between them. Still probably a couple of car lengths. Herschel McGriff has broken clear of Dave Marcus. He'd like to pull a lap back if he possibly could. Terry Petrus is also in there. He's driven a fine race here.
247 laps down, 33 laps to go.
There they go, down through the tri-oval into turn number 1. No doubt we still have a race on our hands in the sprint to the flag. Coming off 2, and Allison again has been working that high groove, the top side of the race course. We'll pick up the Castrol scoreboard. Neil Bonnet is the race leader for Valvoline. Bobby Allison second. Dave Marcus is third. Summer McKnight is in 4th place, and Glenn Sturrer runs in 5th. Reminders, this is a red, white and blue day. Even Old Glory shares equal exposure with our national flag. The Adelaide Grand Prix this is not, nor does it pretend to be. This, my friends, is plain homespun Americana. As simple as apple pie and ice cream, or Ronnie Reagan in a deficit.
Of all the different categories that I've seen, I think the general attitude and atmosphere of NASCAR is the most open. I think there's a very well developed and sincere attempt by everybody involved in NASCAR to further their own sport.
Gassing up the V8 Giants for today's 280-lap Goodyear 500 has been a task in itself for Unical, the fuel suppliers to the Winston Cup Series. Familiar Unical 76 signs adorn the circuit, and there's even a gas station in the pits carrying their name. Unical shipped 20,000 gallons of racing gas to Australia from Virginia, and the corporation is obviously pleased to see the sport going international.
We're enjoying our involvement over here. Lovely country, and we're very pleased to bring over our products.
The fans have been swamping the garage area all week, chasing T-shirts, bumper stickers, and anything to do with the NASCAR movement. Trackside spectators have also been entertained by Charlotte Motor Speedway announcer Bill Kennelly, who's here to help local mic men call the shots. NASCAR's arrival in Australia has been eagerly awaited by oval track devotees, and there seems little doubt Chapter 1 has been a rip-roaring success, even before the checkered flag falls here later this afternoon. A yellow flag caution period. Bobby Allison has gone to the pits at the same time.
They're changing tyres on the right-hand side. That's the working side.
Let's have a look at what the reason was. Aha, Michael Waltrip in car number 30, heading on down the back straight. Whoop, there goes the rear bumper. That's the reason the yellow flag has come out. It landed up against the wall, and Bobby Allison, race leader for quite a part of this event.
He's been in so far for 25 seconds. Petrus has just left the pit area. That's Allison at the wheel. Car number 21, Kyle Petty, has got a whole bunch of steam coming out of his car at the moment. They're now working the left-hand side of Bobby Allison's car. Meanwhile, the field is coming out of 3, and Allison departs 41 seconds spent in the pits, but he'll be able to team up on the end of this field.
There's the yellow flag. Certainly been showing that rascal today. What a number of caution periods. The most serious one, obviously, for the big wreck that we had involving Alan Grice.
One more lap under caution. Chad Little to the pits, car number 19. So good break for Bobby Allison. He gets plenty of time to make it back up onto the end of the field, because as the leaders come down the main straight, he's just heading down towards turn 1, lap 256 of 280.